welcome to the Sound of Music tour. Even actually, we also have students on board today. They're filming something about the Sound of Music. That is quite unusual because the movie is not really known in Austria. And we've got 3 Austrian students here. You see one's filming. So I've got a smile all the time now. And and they also, they're going to ask you questions later on. So make sure you give them a lot of information. It's a project. They get grades for that, I think. What we're going to do with you on this tour today, we want to take you around the city first. And there are lots of places, of course, that were used in the movie. Later on, we'll take you out to the Salzkammergut. That's an area just east of here. And of course, it's got lots of lakes and mountains, just like you see at the beginning of the film, as you all know, except for you, of course. And that's just when the helicopter flies over the area. And that was also where she twirled around. Now, when we get to a little town called Monse, that's going to be the final stop on the tour. In Monse, there's a beautiful church. Of course, that was the church used for the wedding scene. Now, mainly they came here to Salzburg to do the outside shots. So now, when the movie was shot here in April of 1964, it was actually raining quite a bit, I have to say. And Robert Wise, the director of The Sound of Music, he was known to have bad luck. So every time he filmed on location, some sort of strange weather happened. And in Salzburg, it's not that unusual that it rained, because we do get a lot of rain. You've probably seen the mountains around. Of course, they block the clouds, and so forth. So that's what they had here. And see, they were planning on doing all the outside shots in 6 weeks, but it took them 3 months. So, of course, the beginning scenes, the opening scenes for the movie, where she twirls around in a meadow, that was one of the last scenes that they shot in Salzburg. Now, they shot not just in the city, but like I said, around the area, out east, out south, and also over in Germany. And it took them all together, 3 months here and 6 months back in the studios. Now, the movie, when it came out in 1965, it was very successful instantly. And I think we have quite a variety. I don't know. I know some people are from New Zealand here. Anybody else from New Zealand? Australia? There we go. United States? England? Or Great Britain, I should say. Scotland? Any Asian countries? One? You represent all of Asia today. Anybody from South America? So the movie is known there quite well, but today we have nobody. And that's what I already mentioned. I probably forgot some people. Anywhere else? No. Okay, good. Okay, good. The English version that they released here, because, you know, at the time we didn't get that many Hollywood movies, and they only dubbed it after finally it won 5 Oscars. So they dubbed it, and they picked a singer with a very, very high operatic voice. And I have to say, some of the songs in German, they sound dreadful, because she really goes high up, and it doesn't sound like Julie Andrews at all. Now, they knew that too, so they never re-released it. So it was only in the movies that first time for about a week, and then never again. The Austrians that went with me the other day had seen were actually the German movies that came out in the 50s. Now, everything was based on a real story. So maybe some of you have heard of the Von Trapps, the royal family. And Maria von Trapp, she wrote her autobiography in 1949. It was published, and it was called The Trapp Family Singers. It's a very interesting book. Of course, you get the story, but you also get in The Sound of Music and more, since you don't really see what happens to them after they hike over that mountain in the movie. Now, a German film company bought that book, and that's all that the family ever got directly. About $10,000 US, that was it, for the most successful movie ever made. So you can imagine that maybe the Von Trapps were, but they did eventually, of course, promote their family, the singing, and the lodge that they have in Vermont as, you know, being a family from The Sound of Music. But that's what they got directly. And then in 1956, a German film was released that was called The Trapp Family. And the plot is very much like The Sound of Music. To them afterwards. So really, the Von Trapps, when they escaped here in 1938, they went to America, and they toured the States several months until they settled down in Vermont. And that's where you can still find them today, in Stowe, Vermont. Now about the real family, Maria, she was actually born in Tyrol, that's west of here, and then she came to Salzburg to be a nun. And Salzburg's a very good place for that because Salzburg was used to be ruled by the Catholic Church for 1100 years.
Yeah. They had two palaces for the house, they had two gazebos. They had one for the outside shots, which is this one here, and then they had one for the interior shots. So of course when you see Lisa dance around it, it's about twice the size of this one. Now go right ahead if anybody wants me to take a picture. Oh yeah, hold on. I'll try.
I think that's what I was thinking. You three can go up there. Here, give me the camera.
So here, this is Frauenburg, and this is also where she runs up to the front entrance to meet first the butler and later on the captain. And then you have also in the escape scene, they push the car out into the alley, and of course they get stopped by the Nazis.
This white palace here. Now it was used in the movie for all the scenes that were actually out on the terrace. So you know when you have Uncle Max and he eats his apple strudel, which is very Austrian, because he drinks his coffee with it and stuff. That's what we do every day, of course. But of course, Apfelstrudel, if you want to get some, you get them in most places here, most cafes and bakeries.
Why do you know the film Sound of Music?
I've just seen it loads of times back home, and I've been to the sing-along one in London that she was saying about, the karaoke version. It's just something I've been brought up with. Yeah.
Do you know that the Austria you see in the film is not the same as in the reality?
Well, I didn't till I came.
So, which Austria do you like more? Do you like the Austria you see here, or do you like the Austria you see in the film more?
It's just beautiful. It's beautiful what I've come to see today, yeah. It's fabulous, yeah. I wouldn't say which I liked more, because the film's just a fantasy sort of thing, but yeah, no, this is just beautiful.
Which scene in the film do you like more? Which is your favorite scene?
Oh, when they're singing the Do Re Mi song. Sad, I know, but that's my favourite bit.
I like it because I like watching different movies about things, and I like the mountains and stuff.
You like the landscape?
Yes.
And which scene do you like best?
I like the part when when they're climbing the trees.
Climbing the trees. Would you like to do it too?
Yeah.
And why do you think that this film is so famous?
Because I think people might like it, because I think it's neat how it's in different places, and how he falls in love with her, but the Baroness thinks he falls in love with her too.
I can't tell you the first time I saw the movie. I know that I was young, probably with my parents, and then we thought that it would be a good film for the children to see.
Which scene do you like best?
I particularly enjoy when they're actually giving the concert, and when they sing the song farewell and they leave. I find that very...
The Austria you see in the film is very different from the Austria in the reality. Have you been disappointed when you saw the real Austria, or did you know before that Austria is not the Austria of the film?
I was not disappointed. we learn that what you see in a movie is not necessarily what the reality is.
I first saw the film when I was about 12 years old, I suppose, in Australia, yes. And I've seen it several times since. Loved it, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be here. And I've been to see the play. We had a play, stage play in Sydney as well just recently. And yeah, now I'm here.
You are here because of Sound of Music?
We were coming to Europe, and because I'd heard that there was a tour, we made it one of our stops, so yes.
And before you came here, did you know that Austria is not the same Austria like in the film?
Yeah. I have seen documentaries and other bits and pieces, so yes, I did know.
So you're not disappointed?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all?
No, it's very beautiful.
Do you think this film has a special message for you?
Not a special message as such. It's just a light-hearted movie that, you know, it's good to sit and watch, I suppose.
And why do you think that this film is so famous after 40 years? I think that 40 years old.
I suppose because it's a very easy film to watch. There's no violence. It's got a love story in it, so chicks like it automatically. That's probably why. It's just a nice film. It's just a nice film.
Was glauben Sie ist der Grund, wieso der Film jetzt nach fast 40 Jahren immer noch so viele Leute fasziniert?
Das hat mich eigentlich auch überrascht, wie ich angefangen habe. Und ich habe im Posterfilm 1965 rausgekommen und mir gedacht, ja, das werden die Leute, die ihn früher gesehen haben, die werden jetzt kommen, also als ältere Leute. Aber das ist durchaus nicht der Fall. Es gibt wirklich viele junge Leute, die damit aufwachsen. Und ich glaube, das ist auch wahrscheinlich von 20th Century Fox vom Studio initiiert worden, weil der Film wird tatsächlich jedes Jahr zu Thanksgiving-Tag, zu Weihnachtentag in England, und da ist halt die ganze Familie beisammen. Und es ist ein Familienfilm. Also dadurch, dass jetzt irgendwo die Familie wieder, wenn man einen Film anschaut, dass halt die Maria die Mutter ersetzt im Film und dass es dann wieder eine vollständige Familie ist, und das sind natürlich alle sehr glücklich, weil sie dann singen anfangen und weil sie die Mutter haben. Ich meine, das ist jetzt der Film, die Wirklichkeit hat teilweise ein bisschen anders ausgeschaut. Das wissen auch einige Leute, aber das sage ich natürlich auf der Tour bewusst nicht, weil wenn man jetzt sagt, dass die Maria eine sehr strenge Mutter war und die teilweise sehr schlecht mit den Stiefkindern auskommen ist, beziehungsweise umgekehrt auch, und sie natürlich ihre eigenen Kinder bevorzugt hat, dann schauen die Leute schon mal ein bisschen besser rein. Aber zum Beispiel, wenn der Christopher Plummer, der sich ja überhaupt mit dem Film nicht mehr identifizieren kann, der statt Sound of Music immer nur Sound of Mucus sagt, also das heißt dann so viel wie der Ton von Schleim, also Mucus ist der Schleim. Dann, das sind jetzt die andere Seiten, die gibt es auch, und es wird natürlich sehr viel geätzt, und ich habe schon Sachen gehört, also warum der Film in Österreich nicht populär ist, weil das auch mit den Nazis irgendwie so abgespielt wird, und das heißt immer, naja, die hätten ja gar nicht fliehen können, wenn das wirklich mit rechten Dingen zugegangen wäre.
What do you think is the message of the film?
Oh, the message. Okay, what it was about this family that wanted to escape from Austria and not live under Hitler's rules. That's my wife. She knows everything.
What do I know? Everything. Not everything. I love the music and the kids. I saw it when it first came out, probably 1965. And I've seen it several times since then. We've been to several plays. And probably I love the scenery in it, the music, the story, and everything.
Why do you know the film Sound of Music?
I just grew up watching it when I was younger. I watched it quite a bit.
Did you know it from your parents?
Yes.
Which scene is your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is, I think the wedding scene.
The wedding scene? Mm-hmm. And overall, why do you like this movie?
I like the movie because of the music.
Yeah, because of the music. And has it a special message for you?
No special message. I think that it helps keep the American musical
alive, because a lot of people see it that would normally see musicals.
The film is very old. Why do you think that it's still for young people too a good film?
I think that because it shows pretty genuine values, close family, and doing a lot of things together, and so I think that probably appeals to kids.
Yes, about 2 years ago we went to Stowe, Vermont and stayed in the Von Trapp family lodge. It's really big. They spread out in it. It was just beautiful. It was.
Is it looking like an Austrian house, or is it like?
I think in a way it was like with logs, and it had the window boxes with the flowers, and you know, a lot of that.
Sie auch den Film?
Ja, sie wollte.
So muss es. Und wie gefällt Ihnen?
Ja, süß.
Süß. Warum glauben Sie, dass der jetzt so berühmt ist, obwohl er eigentlich auch schon 40 Jahre alt ist und auch eigentlich relativ für junge Leute den Film anschauen?
Ja, in Amerika ist es üblich, der Film wird im Fernsehen vor Weihnachten immer gezeigt. Das ist so schon Tradition, Film anzuschauen. Und das ist ganz süß mit Musical, mit Liebesgeschichte und allem drum und dran.
Und hat der Film für Sie irgendeine persönliche Aussage oder so?
Nein.
Nein. Und was sagen Sie so zur Musik von der Trapp-Familie?
Ja, jetzt wie meinst du das? Die von Sound of Music oder die richtige?
Ja, beides.
Der richtige Trapp-Familie hat was ganz anderes gesungen.
Also hat ganz was anderes gesungen?
Ja, die Chorale, also kirchliche Musik gesungen und auch so österreichische Lieder und italienische und dann halt amerikanische, wenn die da rausgefahren sind. Und Sound of Music, die ganzen Lieder wurden für Sound of Music geschrieben. Also das ist was ganz anderes.
Und gefällt Ihnen auch Musik? Nicht so.
Wie oft haben wir das schon gehört?
Ja, das hat sehr verrückt. Und warum glauben Sie, dass der Film in Österreich jetzt nicht so berühmt ist wie im Ausland?
Es gibt mehrere Gründe. Wurde übersetzt, die Übersetzung ist nicht sehr gut, es ist viel kürzer, hat kaum jemand noch interessiert, was dort passiert eigentlich. Passiert ist und weil die Geschichte völlig verzogen wurde. Das heißt, es ist nicht wahrheitssprechend und Österreicher kennen das.
Ja, ich finde die Zeit war ganz interessant. Am interessantesten war vielleicht, dass die Touristen es so taugt. Ich hätte mir nicht gedacht, dass halt jeder Film so oft anschauen und dass das einer so taugt, weil normalerweise Amerikaner eigentlich nicht auf sowas stehen. So hat man halt gedacht.
Ja, ich finde, das war eigentlich ziemlich lustig halt, weil da gibt es wirklich Leute, die mal an und so bei 400 Mal haben sie dann aufgehört zum Zählen. Und ich weiß nicht, wahrscheinlich ist es so typische amerikanische Schnulze halt. Also mir hat das gleich die Ausschnitte, die was ich gesehen habe vom Film, weil das ist irgendwie schon ziemlich zart.
Recht interessant und lustig und sehr witzig, dass sich die Amerikaner für unsere Kultur interessieren.